from Britain's toughest quiz shows.
Mastermind really changed my life.
You just won £1 million.
The cleverest contestants.
Hi, I'm Eric Monkman.
Monkmania kind of caught on a little bit.
Go head-to-head in a battle of the brains.
I'm not here just to make up the numbers.
Mr. Seagull's here to win.
It's just business. All 14 of my rivals have to go.
They've got all the answers except one. Who will be Quizmaster 2019? Quizmaster. Tonight we're going to discover Britain's greatest TV quizzer, and what a night we have in store for you. Google, NASA, even Wikipedia, you've got nothing on the brain power you're going to see on display tonight. You will be blown away, I promise. We have handpicked 15 outstanding contestants from the nation's toughest quiz shows, and now, right here in this arena, we're going to find out once and for all who is the very best of the best, the ultimate Quizmaster. Now, they all have fearsome reputations. They're scary, aren't they, audience? But who will have that perfect combination of knowledge and speed? It is time to find out. This is Quizmaster, and these are our quiz gladiators. 3 champions of the black chair are masterminds.
I'm Kevin Ashman, Mastermind champion. I hold the record score for Mastermind.
Pontevecchio. The Pontevecchio is correct.
I'm 6 times world quiz champion and currently an egghead.
Sausage?
Yep.
I'm Isabel Hewitt, and in 2017, at my 6th attempt,
Isabel Hewitt.
I became Mastermind champion.
Arlington.
Correct. I'm Sean Williamson, best known for playing Barry Evans in EastEnders. I won Celebrity Mastermind in 2003.
What would Barry have to say?
He would fill it full of lager and toast his father.
Sean, you're a quizzer.
I am, yeah, but I think I'm going to be on a bus in about half an hour.
All right, our masterminds, everyone. Who's going to beat them? Just how clever did they have to be to win $1 million? The millionaire winners.
Final answer.
I'm David Edwards, and I was the second ever £1 million winner on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
You are a millionaire!
Yeah, I think I'm going to play Cretaceous final answer.
I'm John Robinson. I won £500,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in January 2019.
And it was right!
The reason I'm here today is to prove that it wasn't just a fluke, and I'm here to try and take down some of the big guns in the quizzing world.
The Arlington Million is not a Triple Crown race.
Final answer.
Final answer. I'm Pat Gibson. I won the £1 million jackpot on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in 2004.
You've just won £1 million.
It's a challenge, and I got to the end having not made a mistake. I was delighted. I won the European Quizzing Championships in 2018, and I am currently an egghead.
So $2.5 million between you. David, what about you? Have you spent it all?
Oh, Wine, Women and Song.
Really? And the rest you wasted? Welcome, millionaire winners. And from the TV quiz that allows super smart students to show how brainy and fast on the buzzer they are, it's the University Challengers.
25th Wolfson Monkman. Discworld.
Discworld is correct, yes. I'm Eric Monkman. I captained the Wolfson College Cambridge University Challenge team to the finals in 2017. So University Challenge really rewards the ability to make connections.
He who lives by the sword shall perish by the sword.
I never suspected that taking part in a quiz could become such a national phenomenon.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Very good.
I'm Bobby Seagull. I was captain of Emmanuel College, Cambridge, when we reached the semi-finals of University Challenge in 2017. I'm not here to make up the numbers. Mr. Seagull's here to win.
Versus St Edmund Hall Leo.
That is Louis XI.
It is Louis XI, yes.
I'm Freddie Leo. I captained this year's team from St Edmund Hall, Oxford, to the final of University Challenge.
I can't believe it. I noticed that when you three walked in, that just the temperature in the room shifted. It's great to see our University Challengers. Will someone who's beaten a chaser be good enough? It's the chase winners.
Harry,
Snells. Correct.
I'm Terry Brett, part of a team to win £61,000 on the chase.
Time is up.
I don't like losing anything.
Diane. Craftwork.
Correct.
I'm Diane Howe, and I was part of a team that beat the Chaser and walked away with £100,000 in 2018. China.
Correct.
I'm Susan Price-Williams. I beat the Chaser.
Time is up.
On my own to win £50,000. When the clock ticked down, it was like, I've done it.
Absolutely brilliant, Susan.
Wow! Welcome, Chase winners. It's such a brilliant show, isn't it? The Chase, and you never know who's going to win that tussle. So you need nerves of steel.
Definitely.
Well done, Chase winners. Does making the grand final mean you're a quiz genius? It's the 15-to-1 finalists.
I'm Elsa Watson, and I won £40,000 as a series champion of 15-to-1 in 2015. I was absolutely shocked, surprised, stunned, gobsmacked. It changed my bank balance and it changed my life.
Carrie.
Correct.
I'm Gareth Kingston. I'm the 2016 winner of 15-to-1, and I won £40,000. Gobsmacked. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Olaf Equus. It is. My name's Olaf Bjortomt. I was a series runner-up on 15-to-1, and I am the reigning world quizzing champion.
You are an impressive trio of 15-to-1 finalists. I'm already feeling nervous here. This is big. This is how tonight works. There are 5 knockout rounds, each one testing a different quizzing skill, but each one requiring extraordinary knowledge. We'll go from 15 all the way down to 1, the ultimate Quizmaster. Which one is the very best? Let the battle commence with survival of the fastest. I'll ask quick-fire general knowledge questions on the buzzer. Players must give 4 correct answers to progress to the next round, but only the 7 fastest will go through. 8 will be eliminated right here, right now. Expect major upsets, but university challengers, I'm thinking this should be your kind of round. All right, let's give them your support. Here we go. Remember, this is all about speed. You can interrupt, but be careful. Give me a wrong answer, and you're frozen out of the next question. You've got to score 4 to make it to the floor. Geography. The Grand Coulee Dam was built on...
Millionaire winners, Pat.
Columbia.
Built on which river? Columbia is the right answer. Next question. Sport. In darts, which finishing double is known as the Madhouse?
Millionaire winners, Pat.
Double one.
Double one is quite right, Pat. Brilliant. Celebrities. At the 2014 Oscars, which actor used the phone of Ellen DeGeneres?
15-to-1 finalists, Ailsa.
Bradley Cooper.
You're quite right. Next question. Fashion. What was Mary Quant's first King's Road route?
15-to-1 finalists, Olaf.
Bizarre.
Correct. Art. The Margate Art Gallery, designed...
Mastermind's Kevin.
Tracy Emin.
No, you came in too early, Kevin. It's named after which artist, and it's Turner. So Kevin is frozen out. Kevin yet to score one of the greatest quizzes in the world. Leisure. Which rule, named after a Scottish climber, gives an estimate...
Millionaire winners, David.
Naismiths.
I was going to ask about the rule that gives an estimate for the time a cross-country walk should take, and it is Naismith's rule. Well done. Let's have a look at the board. Still, Pat on 2, David on 1, Olaf, Ailsa on 1 as well. Everyone else yet to score. University challengers. What's happening there? Next question, geography. Which dukedom has its country seat at Badminton House in...
Mastermind's Kevin.
Duke of Beaufort.
Beaufort is right. Kevin on the board. Music. In Tiny Temper's 2010 #1, Pass Out, he boasts that he has so many clothes that he has to keep...
Millionaire winners, John.
Keep some at his aunt's house.
You're brilliant. He keeps them at his aunt's house. Next question. Mythology. Which figure in Greek legend had 100 eyes?
University challengers, Eric.
Argus.
Argus is right. Eric Monkman has a point here on the board. Well done to you. Little bit of Monkmania there. Radio. A T-shirt bearing the slogan 1 year out.
15-to-1 finalists, Ailsa.
Popmaster of Ken Bruce.
You're quite right. Subject is Britain. Which English city has traditional white or cream telephone boxes?
University challengers, Eric.
Kingston upon Hull.
Correct. We play on. Art. Which female nude by Velasquez was slashed?
Mastermind's Isabel.
The Rope with Venus.
Correct. Physics. What was the first antiparticle to be discovered?
University challenges Eric.
The positron.
The positron is right, and Monkman has 3. Sport. The Varden grip is a technique in
Chase winners Terry.
Golf.
Correct. Tourism. Which amusement park is home to the big one?
15 to 1 finalists Ailsa.
Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Correct. Let's just have a look at this. This is important now. Eric has 3 and Elsa has 3. Pat has been a bit slower since he started in such a crushing way earlier on. Just got to get 4 to get into the second round. Next question. History. Sometimes referred to as Australia's Pearl Harbor. Which city was bombed?
15 to 1 finalists Gareth.
Darwin.
Correct. Ballet. Mademoiselle Non is a nickname given to which French ballerina?
Millionaire winners Pat.
Sylvie Guillem.
That's correct. 3 points. 1 away from the second round. This is tight now. Chemistry. What pattern of jerky movements seen when...
Millionaire winners Pat.
Brownian motion.
If you've got this right, you're in the second round. You've got it right. It is Brownian motion. Well done, Pat Gibson.
Wow. 2004, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire £1 Million winner? It's Pat Gibson.
What can I say? I see you quizzing all the time. But what's it like playing against this lot here?
Nerve-wracking. I'm very, very pleased to have removed myself from this first round.
Yeah, you could relax for a moment. Well done, Pat.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in round 2. Let's go again. Geography. The Cape Verde Peninsula, the westernmost point of the African...
Masterminds Kevin.
Senegal.
Senegal is the right answer. Music. Which jazz singer was nicknamed the Velvet Fog?
15 to 1 finalists Olaf.
Beltrame.
Correct. Politics now. James Mansham and France Albert...
Masterminds Kevin.
Seychelles.
France Albert René were the first 2 presidents of which island nation? Seychelles is quite right. And you're on the brink of round 2. Literature. What is the title of the 2018 memoir by the former First Lady, Michelle...
15 to 1 finalists Olaf.
Becoming.
Becoming is quite right, Olaf. Well done. This is an interesting contest, isn't it? Olaf on 3, Elsa on 3, and Kevin on 3, and Eric on 3. We're waiting to see who goes through to round 2 next. Communications in International Morse code. What arrangement of dots and dashes represent the letter A?
University challenges Eric.
Dot dash dash.
If it's right, you're going through. No, Eric, it's dot dash. I would have put money on you getting that right. And you're frozen out of this question. Music. In 1960, which performer founded the record label known as Reprise?
Masterminds Sean.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra's right. Sean, well done. Well done. Sean's on the board. 4 players yet to score, but Sean has now got himself a point. Next question. Literature. Lethal White is the 4th in a series of novels featuring which detective created by J.K. Rowling?
15 to 1 finalists Ailsa.
Cormoran Strike.
If you've got this right, you have 4 correct answers. Elsa Cormoran Strike is the right answer. Well done!
Through to round 2. 15 to 1 series winner from 2015, Ailsa Watson.
So pleased. Oh. Because what happened, you got to 3 and then they all crept up.
Yeah, it's going to happen in a room with this sort of quality, then everything's just a race to the buzzer. I'm just very, very lucky that I got there first.
We'll see you in round 2, Elsa.
Okay,
Fantastic. Well done. Fingers back on the buzzers, everyone, please. Your next question is coming. Film. In the 1990 film Pretty Woman, Edward Lewis takes Vivian to see which opera?
Masterminds Isabel.
Tosca.
No, La Traviata. Frozen out. Sport. In November 2018, Ross Edgley became the first...
Masterminds Sean.
First person to swim all around the coast of Great Britain.
That's correct. Music. Adam Hann and Matty Healy are members of which...
Millionaire winners John.
The 1975.
Yes, which successful pop rock band? John, the 1975 is correct. History. Which English monarch's reign lasted for more than half of the 13th century?
University challenges Eric.
Henry III.
If it's right, you're going through. And it is the 3rd, Henry. Henry the 3rd!
He captained Wolfson College, Cambridge to the 2017 University Challenge Final. It's Eric Monkman.
Well done. I'm almost relieved because you were so close and then everything kept just not quite happening.
I just had to keep waiting for the history, the mythology, and the science.
But as they say in football, you ground out the result. Well done, Eric Monkman. You're through to round 2. Good luck, sir. Fantastic. Only 4 more places up for grabs in round 2, and some of the best quizzes in the world are yet to qualify. Who's going to go through next? Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Quizmaster, where tonight we will discover who is the greatest TV quiz contestant in the land. Right now, we're in the middle of the first of our knockout rounds, Survival of the Fastest, where players are competing on the buzzer to give 4 correct answers for a place in round 2. Very quick look at the board for you. Kevin on the brink for the Masterminds. 15-1 finalists. Olav on the brink. John has 2 university challenges. Still a bit of a struggle there for Freddie and Bobby. What's happening here?
It's like Hunger Games, and we're just not quite quick enough.
And chase winners, 1 point between you, but I know you're just biding your time. Only 4 more places, and your next question. Maths, what number follows 8 in the Fibonacci sequence?
University challenges Freddie.
13.
Yes, Freddie, 13. Music. Which grime star has had hits with
15-1 finalists? Gareth.
Stormzy.
Hold On and That's Not Me are the hits. Skepta.
I only know one.
You only know one, right? Yes, I was going to... Frozen out. Literature. Patrick Bateman is the main...
Millionaire winners, John.
American Psycho.
Yes, the main character in which 1991 novel American Psycho's right. Next question. TV. Which female newsreader originally co-hosted Top Gear?
Masterminds, Sean.
Angela Rippon.
Yes, when it first aired in April 77, Angela Rippon. So let's have a look at this. Sean on 3, Kevin on 3, Olav on 3, John on 3. We play on. Sport. On the Olympic flag, what colour is the middle ring?
Millionaire winners, John.
Red.
If it's right, you're going through. Got it wrong, it's black. Frozen out. Geography. The Ituri Forest is located in which African country?
University challenges Bobby.
Democratic Republic of Congo.
Bobby Seagull has got an answer right. Well done. Yes! Brilliant. Musicals. Who wrote the music and lyrics for the stage musical Kinky Boots?
Masterminds, Isabel.
Cyndi Lauper.
Correct. Transport. Which East Coast mainline railway station is named after a Walter Scott novel?
Millionaire winners, David.
Edinburgh Waverley.
Correct. Celebrities. In which country did David Beckham and Victoria Adams...
15-1 finalists, Gareth.
Republic of Ireland.
I was going to ask where they got married. Ireland is right. Your question now. History. Following the Irish potato famine, which British Prime Minister was...
Millionaire winners, David.
Robert Peel.
It was Robert Peel. You're on 3. Literature. In A Clockwork Orange, who was the favourite composer?
15-1 finalists, Gareth.
Beethoven.
The favourite composer of the protagonist, Alex, was Beethoven. Gareth and Olav on 3. Sean on 3. Kevin on 3. And David and John. My goodness, who's going through next? Next question, architecture. Which historically significant number is the height in feet of New York's one world...
15-1 finalists, Gareth.
1776.
The height in feet of New York's One World Trade Center. If it's correct, you are going through. 1776 is quite right. Well done.
15-1 series winner from 2016, Gareth Kingston.
I can tell you're relieved.
Very much so. With the calibre of people here, you know, I was diving in early because I knew that was about the only way to get in.
Well done. You're in round 2. Good luck, Gareth. See you in a mo. You feeling lonely there, Olaf?
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah? Well, you're on 3. We have got 5 people now on 3 and only 3 places left in the second round. Here's your next question. Art. Which French mountain did Cézanne refer to?
Masterminds, Kevin.
Mont Saint-Victoire.
Which French mountain did Cézanne refer to as his mountain? If you're right, you're through. The correct answer is Mont Saint-Victoire. Well done, Kevin.
Highest scoring mastermind champion of all time and current egghead, Kevin Ashman.
Well, I know you're not a buzzer kind of guy, so I was worried for you there.
No, basic speed is not my strongest point. So it's a bit of a free for all. This.
Kevin, well done. Thanks so much. One of the greatest quizzes, but a bit out of his comfort zone. My goodness, this is close. 2 more places. Okay, chemistry. The Haber-Bosch process.
University challenges Freddie.
Ammonia.
Converts atmospheric nitrogen into what compound? Ammonia is correct. Games. Which medieval town in southern France
University challenges Freddie.
Carcassonne.
is also the name of a tile-based board game? It is Carcassonne. Look at these two. Next question, geography. Tashkent is the capital.
Millionaire winners David.
Uzbekistan.
It is the capital of which Asian country? And the answer is Uzbekistan. You're right and you're through. Well done.
The first man to win £1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, David Edwards.
David, I thought as soon as I say Tashkent, someone's going to go, and you thought, I'm going to gamble.
Had to risk it.
You had to, because at this moment, we're going to get people on 3 points who don't go through.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be very tough. We'll see you in round 2, David. Well done. Okay. We now have 1 place left in round 2. Sean on 3, right on the brink. If Olav goes through, it'll be all 15-1 finalists going through. Chase winners struggling. University challengers, Freddie on 3. For the millionaire winners, John on 3. Others can still do it. Don't give up as we play on. Pop music. Which song from the 2018 film A Star Is Born?
Millionaire winners John.
Shallow.
So the question was, which song from A Star Is Born was a UK #1 for Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper? If you've got it right, you will go into the second round, and everyone else gets knocked out. The correct answer is Shallow. John, well done, you're through.
He won £500,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in January this year. It's John Robinson.
Oh my goodness. Now, so you're the 7th person and the last person into round 2. You squeaked in there.
There was a second there where I thought, there's no way I'm going through with all these amazing people on 3 as well. But
John, well done. See you in a moment.
Thank you very much.
Well done. This is absolutely brutal. I'm sorry, though. We're going to have to say goodbye. These 8 are not the Quizmaster. 7 are still in the running to become Quizmaster champion. And if you thought that first round was savage, just wait till you see what's in store for them after the break. Welcome back to Quizmaster, TV's ultimate quizzing challenge, where the best quiz contestants in Britain are battling it out for the title of Quizmaster. The first round was brutal, wasn't it, audience? We lost the world quizzing champion. We lost an entire team, the Chase winners, all out. From now on, though, it's each quizzer for themselves. Let's see what they're made of. This is Danger Lists. Any heavyweight quizzer needs to know their lists, from UK cities to the world's longest rivers. Players will select a category from a choice of 3 and then have just 30 seconds to list as many correct answers as possible. And it's not called Danger Lists for nothing. Only the 4 highest scorers will survive to the next round. Our quizzers will play in random order. Let us see who's going to be first. Eric Monkman is first. Come on in. So what I'm going to do, Eric, is I'm going to show you 3 categories on our board. You've got geography, chemistry, or football.
So I think I'll eliminate football. I think I can eliminate geography because it would be too much of a gamble. So I'll go with chemistry.
Chemistry is your choice, right. Your danger list is chemical elements that end in the letters IUM. List as many as you can in 30 seconds. Wrong answers will be penalised. Your time starts when the light goes green. Good luck.
Californium, rubidium, holmium, hafnium, erbium, terbium, yttrium, calcium, sodium, strontium, rubidium, barium, radium, einsteinium, fermium, berkelium, nobelium, nihonium, and the rubidium.
I mean, isn't that amazing? You said words I didn't even think were words.
Okay.
The only mistake you made was repeating rubidium.
I like that element.
Well, and 3 times you said it, so 2 of those we have to take off. So you're on 17 points. Brilliant work, Eric. Well done. Our randomizer now reveals who is up next. Let's bring on Pat Gibson. Millionaire winner, cool as a cucumber, on Eggheads known as the Silent Assassin. I'm going to show you now 3 categories: geography, leading men, and football. What are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I think my initial slight preference is for geography. Yes, I think on balance, geography would be my favourite.
Okay. Your danger list is countries on mainland Africa. Pat, good luck.
Thank you. Morocco, Libya, Algeria, Chad, Central African Republic, Niger, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Gambia, Senegal, South Africa, Mozambique, Swaziland, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Eritrea, Djibouti, Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, Gabon, and
We had a bit of Monk Mania when he did his. I think we're going to get some Gibson Mania now. That was amazing. You were poring over the map there in your mind.
I had to pause on Equatorial Guinea because it's got islands, but it's got mainland, so that cost me a fraction of a second.
Well, only 1 hair out of place. Mozambique, you repeated. We take 1 off. 30 for Pat. 30! Straight to position 1, and Eric moves down. Who's going to be next? David Edwards, our millionaire winner. You know how it works here. Let me show you our 3 broad categories. I can tell you so far football has been swerved by Eric and Pat. We've also got leading men, and we've got US politics.
I'm looking for the least worst. I think we're heading towards US politics.
So, David, within US politics, I can tell you now, your danger list is US presidents. You've got to list as many US presidents as you can in 30 seconds. Good luck to you.
George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, Andrew Johnson, Abraham Lincoln, Grover Cleveland, Ulysses S. Grant, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, let me see, Warren Harding.
What was amazing about that is I thought you were going to start and go backwards. You're going to sort of go Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton. You go the other way. Okay, all 17 count. You have 17 points. Now, what's interesting is you didn't repeat any. Eric did have repeats, so you go into second place. Please take your position. 1 more to play before the elimination begins. Who's up next? Gareth Kingster, join us. 15-1 winner. Shall I show you your categories? We got football, leading men, reality TV. How are you feeling?
There's nothing that leaps out at me as particularly good. I think I'm going to have to go for leading men and hope it's something like Oscar winners and then hope my brain clicks into gear.
So within leading men, Gareth, your danger list is Tom Cruise films. List as many as you can in 30 seconds. Good luck.
Edge of Tomorrow, Minority Report, Vanilla Sky, Mission Impossible, Risky Business, Wolf of Wall Street, blank, Last Samurai, no, blank.
It's so hard. Minority Report is my favourite film. That's great. What about Jerry Maguire?
I thought Magnolia, didn't say it. That was a bad category for me because he is an actor who I really don't much like.
Oh, gosh. Okay. You got one wrong. I'm afraid because you said Wolf of Wall Street, which he's not in, it's a wrong answer, and that's a penalty of 2 points. You're down to 5. Gareth, take the last podium, please. Let's see who's playing next. John Robinson is next from our Millionaire Winners. Well, you join us at a very interesting juncture here. You can see Gareth vulnerable. His podium has turned red. Now, let me show you the 3 broad categories here, and they are reality TV. Gareth didn't want that. Football, nobody's wanted so far. And cities.
I'll play football. Hopefully it's not, teams who play in the Ecuadorian Premier League or something.
Well, that could easily come up. Let's see your danger list in football. You're going to have 30 seconds to name football teams that are played in the English Premier League. Be careful, because wrong answers will be penalised. 2 points. Got to score more than 5 to stay in. Good luck.
Arsenal, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Charlton Athletic, West Ham United, Man United, Man City, Bolton Wanderers, Liverpool, Everton, Stoke City, Nottingham Forest, Barnsley, Leeds United, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, Derby County, Birmingham City, Aston Villa, West Bromwich Albion, Newcastle United, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Hull City, Norwich City, Ipswich Town, Southampton, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, Cardiff City, Swansea City,
Remarkable. 31 team names, you said. 31 were correct. So what's going to happen here is you will take Pat's place in the lead position. Gareth, I'm sorry. I think you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, and now I'm just regretting not going for football.
Yes, I know. I can feel that emanating from you.
But that's the game.
How do you avoid Tom Cruise films in the future?
Oh, just as easily as I've always avoided it.
Guys, thanks so much for playing, but you are not the Quizmaster. Eric, your podium has gone red. You're now vulnerable. 2 more to play. Let's see who we meet next. Elsa Watson, come and join me from 15 to 1 finalists. Hello. Let's see. 3 broad categories. Reality TV has not been popular. Cities was avoided by John, and crime fiction as well. You got any immediate thoughts?
I could go for cities. I'm not going to go for crime fiction. I'm going to check it out and go for cities.
So cities. Now, what's the perfect question?
Naming capital cities or
cities.
US state capitals or something like
All right.
that, possibly.
You've got to score more than 17 to avoid being knocked out. Elsa, your danger list is state capitals of the USA. Good luck.
Albany, Tallahassee, Sacramento, Pierre, Bismarck, Columbus, Denver. Oh my God, Mexico's got absolutely blank. Salem, Honolulu. Oh my God, I've forgotten absolutely everything I know. Carson City. No. My mind's just gone absolutely blank. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Elsa! Do you know what? I know you know all 50.
I know all 50. I had about 30 in my head and I couldn't remember what I'd said.
And the clock is remorseless.
I'm watching the clock. It's terrifying.
If there's any upside, it's made Eric happy.
Glad to be of service.
I'm sorry, Elsa. You are not the Quizmaster.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for playing. The last to face their danger list from Masterminds is Kevin Ashman. So we have 4 places on the podium, but I've counted 5 of you. Someone is going. If you score higher than 17, it's Eric. So you've got reality TV, sporting winners, crime fiction.
Well, I think I'm probably... I might regret this, but I think I'm going to go for crime fiction.
Well, there's going to be a body on the floor at the end of this.
Yeah.
How many times have you been the world quiz champion?
6.
6?
Yeah.
So, Kevin, within crime fiction, your danger list is Agatha Christie novels. You've got to score more than 17. Good luck.
Mysterious Affair at Styles, Hickory Dickory Dock, Body in the Library, Murder at the Vicarage, Evil Under the Sun, Death on the Nile, Brown's Hotel, and then there were none at Bertram's Hotel, I should say. Sorry, no, I've lost it. No, chose the wrong thing. Sorry.
I'm an Agatha Christie.
I know you're an Agatha Christie.
You know that, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's,
yes.
I was just willing you.
No, I have to admit that I hate list learning.
Yes.
So I was dreading this round. I think it was something. She's done something like 66.
66, yeah. Eric, you must be the luckiest man in the country right now.
I guess so.
Kevin, on 1,000 other topics, you would have got 30, but on this, you got 8. Today, Kevin, you're not the Quizmaster. Thanks for playing. Congratulations to our 4 remaining players, Eric from University Challengers and all 3 millionaire winners. After the break, one of them will win the first place in our grand final. In the next round, Sabotage. Quizmaster, the Champions League of quizzing, where we will discover just who is Britain's best TV quiz contestant. Before the break, 4 contestants survived danger lists, and whoever wins the next round is going straight through to the final. This is Sabotage. This round is all about exploiting your opponent's weaknesses. On the board, a selection of subjects. Each of our players must answer questions from 2 of them, but which categories they face may be out of their hands. We start with fingers on buzzers, and if they get control of the board, they choose a category for themselves and one for another player, so they can sabotage that player's entire game. Let's reveal the categories here. Coronation Street. Dogs in Literature, Queen Victoria, Norse Myth, Spice Girls, Tour de France, Knitting, Nuclear Physics, Piers Morgan, Diseases. You could sort of put all those together and make a story, couldn't you? Everyone wants to get control of the board, to bag their favourites and give away the stinkers. So, first question. We're looking for a Caribbean country which became independent from France in 1800.
Millionaire winners, David.
Guadeloupe.
No. Frozen out. For the rest of you, your buzzers reopen now.
University Challengers, Eric.
Haiti? I was going to say independent in 1804, the setting for the Graham Greene novel The Comedians. It is Haiti, Eric Monkman, you're right. So, the first thing you need to do is choose a category that you want for yourself.
I'll choose nuclear physics for myself.
Okay, so now you're choosing a category to sabotage one of the other 3.
I'll give Spice Girls to Pat. I think he's just not a fan of popular culture.
We'll see.
I can imagine you at a Spice Girls concert, Pat. Right, next question, looking for control. We're looking for a James Bond movie, which was the second to be directed by Guy Hamilton. It features henchmen from the Spangled Mob and the Bond girls, Tiffany Case and plenty of...
Millionaire winners, John.
Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds Are Forever is right. John, you take control.
I think we're going to have to take dogs in literature. As an English teacher, I think anything literature related.
Do you have a whole, is there a whole class in...
Oh yeah, we have a whole curriculum on canine literature.
Right, okay. Now you turn to the other three, John, and you know what you have to do.
Let's go with the Tour de France, and I'll give that to Eric.
Eric nodded with a... He just jutted his chin there as if to say, yes, I've been cycling.
I was nodding as a excellent choice. You've got me there.
Next question, for control. We're looking for an alcoholic drink, often attributed to Franciscus Silvius.
Millionaire winners, Pat.
Gin.
You buzzed early. The drink inspired a series of riots in the 18th century. It is primarily flavoured with juniper, and it is gin. Well done, Pat. Okay, Pat. Choose a category for yourself, please.
I'll try diseases.
Who do you want to sabotage? You can't sabotage Eric.
Well, David has absolutely nothing so far, so I think
Don't let that put you off.
I think I should plumb his deep knowledge about Piers Morgan.
Thank you so much.
We've only got 2 more spaces on the board. We're looking for a TV chef who wrote cookery columns for the Daily Mirror in 1969, which was deputy edited by Michael Wynne-Jones, her future husband. She baked the cake for...
Millionaire winners, David.
Smith, Delia Smith.
I was going to say she's a passionate supporter of Norwich FC. Delia Smith is right, David. You have to choose a category for yourself, and then you've only got John left to sabotage.
I shall select Her Majesty, Queen Victoria, please, for myself. For John, I think I'll give him knitting. The reason being that sitting in the green room, knitting was one of those activities I didn't notice him doing.
So, everyone now has 2 categories each. Various acts of sabotage have been perpetrated, as we can see. Each player must now answer 3 questions on their 2 categories, worth 1 point each. They can therefore score a maximum of 6. This really matters because the player who scores highest in this round will immediately claim one of the 2 places in the final. John, we start with you. 3 questions first on dogs in literature. Which of Shakespeare's plays is the only one to have a named dog in its cast list?
I don't know. Take a stab at The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Anyone else know this?
2 Gentlemen of Verona.
2 Gentlemen of Verona is the answer. Second question. Which member of the Bloomsbury set wrote a biography of the poet Elizabeth Browning's pet spaniel, Flush?
I think it's a name fits nicely into the category. Let's go for Virginia Woolf.
You're quite right. It is Virginia Woolf. Next question. Nana, the dog who is nanny to the darling children in the book Peter Pan, is which breed?
Don't know why, but Pomeranian.
No, Newfoundland is the breed. 1 out of 3 on dogs. Now, knitting. You were sabotaged by David. Named after a Scottish island, which technique involves knitting the jumper in the round?
I guess going to be a guess of a Scottish island. Let's go Ionian.
Anyone else know?
Fair Isle?
Fair Isle?
Yes, Fair Isle it is. Second question on knitting. The letters ST represent which stitch in knitting patterns? You really want to phone a friend, don't you? At this point.
For want of anything else to say, drop stitch.
Stockinette is the answer. Last question. What 5-letter term is the number of stitches per inch required by a knitting pattern?
Thanks, David. Don't know, I'll just say ratio.
It is not the right answer. Gauge is the answer. You have well and truly been sabotaged by David. Your total score, John, for the round is 1. Right, Pat, 6 questions to come. You were given Spice Girls by Eric after his act of sabotage. Here's your first Spice Girls question. You just walk in, I make you smile is the opening line to which Spice Girls hit?
Mama?
No, stop. Viva Forever, the jukebox musical based on the songs of the Spice Girls, was written by which comedian?
Jennifer Saunders.
Jennifer Saunders is right, Pat. Well done. These are precious points. Final Spice Girls question. What did the Spice Girls stand on and use as moving platforms during the 2012 Olympic Games closing ceremony?
Black cabs.
Pat, well done. You've got it right. Black cabs it is.
I've discovered that Pat is unsabotageable.
Right, now the category Pat chose for himself, diseases. The fifth disease is better known by what name? Derived from the bright red facial rash that may appear when one contracts the illness.
Lupus?
No, slap cheek syndrome. Next question. Which physician identified that an 1854 outbreak of cholera was being spread from a water pump in Broadwick Street, London?
John Snow.
John Snow is the right answer. Final question on diseases. Named after the Connecticut town in which it was first diagnosed, which disease is characterized by a circular rash in a bullseye pattern?
Lyme disease.
And it is correct. Well done. So 2 on the Spice Girls and 2 on diseases. Your total 4. Very good play in a very hard round. David, you now have questions on Piers Morgan and Queen Victoria.
What a group.
Piers Morgan came to you from Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Sorry, David.
Age just 28. Piers Morgan was employed by Rupert Murdoch to edit which national newspaper?
The Sun.
No, the News of the World. When Piers Morgan was fired on Comic Relief Does the Apprentice in 2007, which political figure was his team's project manager?
I'm going to take a punt at David Blunkett.
It wasn't David Blunkett. Could have been, but it was Alistair Campbell. This is the final question on Piers Morgan. In December 2013, to prove a point to English batsmen, Morgan faced 6 deliveries against which Australian fast bowler?
Glenn Grant.
No, Brett Lee. Well done to Pat. You got no questions right. But this is now your subject, David. This is your choice. Queen Victoria, 3 questions on her. The capital cities of 2 Canadian provinces were named after her. Victoria and which other city?
Regina, Saskatchewan.
I would have accepted just Regina. Well done. In August 1855, Queen Victoria made a historic state visit to which capital city? The first British monarch to do so in over 400 years.
I can only think that a British monarch might have visited, as part of the 100 Years' War, Paris. So Paris I'm going to go for.
The answer is Paris, David. 2 points. Final question. Which park contains a marble statue of an 18-year-old Victoria in her coronation robes, sculpted by her daughter, Princess Louise?
I'm going to guess at Green Park.
Kensington Gardens is the answer. Your total, David, is 2. As it stands, Pat with 4 points in this very difficult round is going straight through to the final. Eric, unless you get more than 4. You chose nuclear physics and you were handed Tour de France. Here's your first question on nuclear physics. An isotope of which chemical element has the longest known half-life of any substance that emits alpha radiation?
I would say lead.
No, the answer is bismuth. Located in West Cumbria, what is the name of the world's first industrial-scale nuclear power station?
Well, Hinkley Point is new, so John's Point. I have no idea.
Calder Hall is the answer in West Cumbria. That's very, I mean, you're Canadian. It's very hard for you, that. We're not used to seeing you with no points, Eric, that's for sure, with your huge brain. Nuclear physics. Enriched uranium has gone through a process to decrease the percentage of uranium-238 and increase the percentage of which other uranium isotope?
Uranium-235?
Uranium-235 is correct. Now we're going on to something that was chosen for you. John at the end. Okay, you have to get all these right to draw level with Pat. If you don't, Pat goes straight through to the final. Tour de France. Nicknamed the Badger, who won the race 5 times between 1978 and 1985.
I have no idea. It was before my time.
It's Bernard Hinault. Starting from Bourg Saint-Maurice, the famous 1,000-metre climb through 21 sharp switchbacks leads to which ski resort?
Chamonix?
No, Eric. Alpe d'Huez. Your last question. Meaning haversack, what cloth shoulder bags containing food and water are handed up to riders at feeding stations?
In sachet?
No. Anyone know this?
Musette.
Musette is the answer. And 1 in total for you, Eric. That means, Pat Gibson, you are the first who goes straight to the final round. Our remaining 3 will now battle it out to be the other one who joins Pat in the Quizmaster final. Who will it be? Find out after this break. To Quizmaster, where Britain's best TV quiz players are battling it out to be crowned champion of champions. Before the break, Pat made it through to the final, which means there is now just 1 more place up for grabs. This is Need for Speed. This challenge is an individual time trial, answering questions against the clock. Starting with their sabotage score from the last round, the player who reaches the magic target of 15 in the fastest time goes through to the final. Let's see what time you can set for your opponents, Eric. Are you ready?
Yes.
Eric, good luck. Your time starts now. Where in the body would you find synovial fluid?
The nose, the throat.
Joints. Which actor was Scarlett Johansson's first husband?
Pass.
Ryan Reynolds. Which African country's flag features a Maasai shield and 2 spears?
Kenya.
Correct. Which New York crime figure was called the Teflon Don?
Gotti? John Gotti?
Correct. The supermodel Abby Clancy married which football? Peter Crouch. In 1655, which mathematical symbol was introduced by John Wallace?
The pi.
Infinity. Fino and Oloroso are types of which fortified wine?
Port.
Sherry. Denmark's highest order of chivalry is named after
Elephant.
which animal? Elephant is right. What did the Romans call the Greek goddess Artemis?
Diana.
Correct. What is the name of the dog in Punch and Judy?
Oh, pass.
Toby. Who wrote the 2019 novel Machines Like Me?
Pass.
Ian McEwan. Viola and Sebastian are twins in which Shakespeare play?
Twelfth Night.
Correct. How many people appear in Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper?
13.
Correct. Which television crime drama was set in the fictional town of Weatherton?
Pass.
D. Ellen Pascoe. Which British Prime Minister had a style of Homburg hat named after him?
Churchill.
Anthony Eden. Who patented a new explosive called dynamite in 18...
Nobel. Alfred Nobel.
Correct. Sulfuric acid is made up of sulfur, oxygen, and which other element?
Nitrogen.
Hydrogen. Which jazz singer was given the nickname Lady Day by Lester Young?
Ella Fitzgerald.
Billie Holiday. At which site in Suffolk was an Anglo-Saxon ship burial discovered in... Correct. Whose last words were reputedly "Kiss me hardy"?
Nelson. Admiral Horatio Nelson.
Correct. Which country's men's rugby team are called the All Blacks?
New Zealand.
Correct. In which TV comedy does Ricky Gervais play David Brent?
The Office.
Correct. Basmati and long grain.
Rice.
Correct. A dermatologist specialises in what? Correct. Which former Beatle married Yoko Ono in 1969? Correct. Well done. In order to get into the final, one of you has to beat Eric's time. So, John, you're next. You scored 1 point in sabotage, so you start on 1 now, and you've got to get to 15 before Eric's time. And if you beat that time, Eric is eliminated. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. Which classic novel is narrated by Nick Carraway?
Great Gatsby.
Correct. Which animal is referred to by the traditional term grimalkin?
Toad.
No, cat. David Attenborough was the second controller of which television channel?
BBC Two.
Correct. Shakespeare's sonnet 130 begins, "My mistress's eyes are nothing like the..."
Sun.
Correct. Which rugby union team plays its home games at Franklin's Gardens?
Exeter.
No, Northampton. The Pets Snowball 2 and Santa's Little Helper appeared on which TV show? Correct. Who released the hit singles Shut Up and Bossy Bop?
Stormzy.
Correct. In 1842, which Prime Minister reintroduced income tax to the UK?
Peel. Peel.
Correct. Robert Peel is right. Master Wu and Kai are characters in which Lego story universe?
Ninjago.
Correct. Traditionally, claret comes from which French wine region?
Bordeaux.
Correct. The band members of the Kings of Leon all share which surname?
Leon.
Follow Will. The phrase to tilt at windmills derives from which literary
John
word?
Cousy.
Correct. Which chemical element is found in stibnite and has the symbol SB?
Antimony.
Correct. The ancient Minoan civilization centered on which Mediterranean islands? No, Crete. The computer game character Mario first appeared in which arcade game?
Donkey Kong.
Correct. Which model married the American footballer Tom Brady?
Linda Evangelista.
No, Giselle Bundchen. Which rapper had a 2018 hit with the song This Is America?
Childish Gambino.
Correct. Who was the last Stuart monarch of Great Britain?
Anne.
Correct. Which noble gas is the third most abundant in the Earth's atmosphere?
Helium.
Argon. Rai Uno is a flagship television channel in which European country?
Iceland.
Italy. In Sesame Street, Big Bird is predominantly which colour?
Yellow.
Correct. Well done. And with 18 seconds to go, you got to 15. Eric, what can I say? You're a brilliant quizzer. But Eric, we have to tell you, you are not the Quizmaster. Thanks so much. Brilliant. Game on, isn't it? John has set a new time here. It's all down to you, David, to knock out John and bag that place in the final. You already have 2 points. You need to get to 15 quicker than John did. Your time starts now. Leg of mutton is a style of which part of garment?
Trousers.
No, sleeve. How many flavours are there of these subatomic particles called quarks?
6.
Correct. The spirit slivovitz is made from which fruit?
Plums.
Correct. What is Taylor Swift's middle name?
Pass.
Alison. Which size of champagne bottle holds 1.5 litres of wine?
Magnum.
Correct. Which MP became Father of the House in 2017?
Ken Clark.
Correct. Who was the creator of the cartoon strip Peanuts?
Charles Schultz.
Correct. Which children's TV show features the characters Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca?
In the Night Garden.
Correct. Which fashion designer directed the 2009 film A Single Man?
Pass.
Tom Ford. Agnes Wickfield is a character in which Charles Dickens novel?
David Copperfield.
Correct. According to the popular nursery rhyme, who killed Cock Robin?
The Sparrow.
Sparrow's right. Who released the 1986 album Master of Puppets?
Pass.
Metallica. Which comedian and Stoke City supporter originally presented Room 101?
Nick Hancock.
Correct. Olympus Mons, the solar system's largest known volcano, is on... Correct. Who was the first Prime Minister to serve under Elizabeth II?
Winston Churchill.
Correct. In 1988, which US athlete set a world record score in the women's heptathlon?
Pass.
Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Which newspaper was nicknamed the Thunderer?
The Times.
Correct. The American minister Malcolm Little is better known by what name?
Malcolm X.
Correct. Well done, David Edwards. Wow. John.
I know, he's a great quizzer, so I thoroughly expect him to do it.
Now, the millionaire winners have done very, very well today. But John, you're not the Quizmaster. Thanks for playing. So John has just left us, but congratulations, David, you're in the Quizmaster final. After the break, it is the deciding battle for Pat and David, but there is a final twist. They will have crucial choices to make, and it's those choices that will dictate who becomes Quizmaster. Quizmaster Arena. Please welcome back our finalists. It's Pat Gibson and David Edwards. Have a seat. Now, you look calm, Pat, but I know beneath the exterior there's sometimes acute panic.
Yes, yes. I'm playing well, but we have had round after round of testing quizzing, so it takes a toll on a man.
Has it taken a toll on you, David?
Sorry, Jeremy, what was that you said?
Now, this is the Quizmaster final. Across 5 questions each, whoever gets the most right will become our champion. But there's a twist. Just a few moments ago, those questions were chosen by their opponent from the Quizmaster vaults.
You'll know that.
With no help from me and using everything they know about each other's strengths and weaknesses, Pat and David pick the 5 they hope will catch out their rival. For the last time, audience, let's wish them well. Give them a round of applause. Pat and David. So we tossed a coin during the break. David is going to answer first. So let's see the first question. Now, this was chosen for you by Pat. In 2007, The Burning Crusade was the first expansion pack released for which online computer game? Why don't you choose that, Pat?
I tried to picture David being a keen online gamer, and I failed. But maybe I've misjudged the man, and it could come back to bite me.
Really, because I know of very few computer games. The only one that I think fits in this would be Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Is it right? You knew the answer or not?
No, I didn't know the answer.
You didn't know the answer? Okay, well, let's see if David can strike back here. Pat, in the final of Quizmaster, your first question. Which 1978 book by Norman Lewis recounts his wartime experiences in the intelligence corps in Italy? David, what made you choose that for Pat?
Oh, it's certainly a book that I've not come across, and I'm just hoping that that means it's an obscure book.
I'm going to have to guess. Intelligence Corps, spying, fighting up Italy.
Fighting up Italy. Is it right? Naples 44. You've chosen the right questions for each other so far. David, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Your second question. Pat's chosen it. Here we go. Who was the first goalkeeper in Premier League history to score a goal?
I wonder if... I really don't know. But I'm going to make a guess at Peter Schmeichel.
David says Peter Schmeichel, but is it right? That's a good answer. All right, well, this is lively now. Playing for your life now, Pat. Your question. The internet celebrity Olajide Olatunji is better known online by which 3-letter nickname? Pat, do you know it?
I don't know. It rings a distant bell. A chap from Watford or somewhere like that, the home counties. There's a chap who's a big guy in the internet. It's something like KIS, KRS. I think I'll go for KIS.
KIS is your answer. This to draw level. Is it right? No, KSI. Oh, Pat, is this David's moment? Let's see if this stumps you. Which actor won his first acting Oscar in 1993 with his 7th nomination?
Now, it's round about that time that Tom Hanks won 2 in a row. But I can't imagine that he's old enough to have had 6 previous nominations. But in the absence of anything else, I'll go for Tom Hanks.
Okay, David says Tom Hanks, but is it right? Different generation, Al Pacino. These are hard questions, aren't they? Pat, get this one right, you catch up. who voices Penfold in the remake of the Danger Mouse animated series, first broadcast in 2015?
I don't know this, so it's a problem. I know that Alexander Armstrong has had a couple of voice roles in things like Danger Mouse, but he could be Danger Mouse himself. I have a feeling it's wrong, but I'm going to go with Alexander Armstrong.
Is it right? Kevin Eldon. Alexander Armstrong plays Danger Mouse. Okay, David, just keep it like this. You'll be the Quizmaster. Here's your question. Which album by Green Day features a heart-shaped hand grenade on its cover?
Right.
Now, why this question, Pat?
Again, no more than the computer gaming, I didn't see David as being a Green Day man.
How perceptive. Right, what could that be? This album, a well-known album, which is called My Heart in Your Hand.
Is that your own? Is that just an album title you've plucked?
I couldn't possibly comment.
Okay. My Heart in Your Hand, is it right? American Idiot. Pat, you've got another chance to catch up.
I'd better take it.
In Friends, what was the name of Ross's capuchin monkey?
I've been saved by a monkey. Marcel.
He says Marcel, is he right? What a quizzer! All right, Dave, you can never write this man off, can you? Here's your last question, David. Laura Hollins is the original name of which British fashion model and actress? David, pressure.
Yes, it is. I'm not sure I can think of, beyond Twiggy and Jordan. I'll just guess at Katie Price at Jordan.
To take the lead, to put ear-splitting pressure on Pat. Is it right? Agnes Dane. So 1 out of 5 for David. Boy, this is tough, this round. But then it was always going to be. All right, Pat, your question. Get this right, you are the Quizmaster. Here it is. For which album did the French duo Daft Punk win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year? David, you thought this would stump him.
Again, it's popular culture, and it may just be that this is too detailed and too esoteric for him. It would be for me.
Well, they've been very successful in recent years. They've had several big albums, and in the last couple of years they've had collaborations with people like Pharrell Williams. I have an idea that one of their biggest albums of recent years is called Random Access Memories.
If you've got this right, if we see it go green, Pat, you are the Quizmaster. Pat says Random Access Memories. Is he right, and is he the Quizmaster? My goodness. And I'm assuming you get up in the morning, you put the Daft Punk on, and you just throw some shapes, yeah?
You could do worse. You could do much worse.
David, you played so well. Top-end quizzing. Congratulations to all of tonight's competitors. We are left with one winner. He's a millionaire. He's an egghead. And now, Pat Gibson, you are the Quizmaster. Good night from all of us here in the Quizmaster Arena. Well done, honestly.